Alright, I guess this is part two. This is going to be the video where I tell you about where we stayed and everything we did while we were in Fort Lauderdale. Um, like I said, if you are planning your surgery trip for Dr. Garramone, and you're, trying to find a better place to stay as far as cost is concerned, we stayed at Extended Stay America, um, which is kind of like a hotel chain, but they rent out like studio apartments. Um, we stayed 10 days, and our total cost was $610 after tax and everything. So, I mean, it's really excellent. Most guys pay $1,000 or more for a 7-day stay in the area. So, I mean, that rate is phenomenal. I did book our room probably about 2 months in advance, and I booked through hotels.com. But if you go to extendedstay.com, you'll get an even better rate than I got. If I would have gone to their website, I would have got it the entire 10 days for about $30 cheaper total. So yeah, I mean, $580 for a 10-day stay anywhere is, an excellent price. The main perk of it for us was the fact that we had a full kitchen. We were able to buy groceries and cook the majority of our meals there in the room, and that saved us a bunch of money from having to eat at a restaurant every day for every meal. So yeah, that's something to think about. Uh, let's see, the area we were in was Cypress Creek, which is North Lauderdale. We were probably 15 minutes from the beach. We were about 25 minutes from Dr. Garramone's um, office, both the old one and the new one. I had my pre-op at his old office. We were also about 25 minutes from the surgery center. Um, and, of course, my post-op appointment was in Dr. Garramone's new office. I was actually the first patient he saw there. My post-op was this past Monday, and that was his first day in the office, and I was his first patient, so it was kind of cool. I got a picture with him, which I will be printing and framing and hanging in my house somewhere. um, but yeah, it was in a good location. There was plenty of grocery stores and restaurants nearby. Um, but like I said, we did most of our own cooking and stuff, so we didn't have to eat out too many times. But yeah, we were like 5 minutes from Walgreens and Publix, and I think it was Chili's around the corner, Denny's, IHOP, Subway, plenty of pizza places. We ate at this one really good pizza place called Bella Sera. So if you stay in that area when you go, definitely try to eat there at least once, because it was really good. Let's see. As far as what we did for entertainment and stuff while we were there, we're geocachers. Um, and if anybody else geocaches, feel free to send us a friend request on geocaching.com. Our geocaching name is Lucky Boys, LUCKYBOIS. So yeah, we did some geocaching on the way down. We geocached, in the Fort Lauderdale area a few days. Yeah, just good times there. That's always fun. With the exception of putting gas in your car, it's free entertainment. So If you like being outdoors and whatnot, if you don't know what geocaching is, definitely check it out. It's a blast. It's like a worldwide treasure hunt that you play with the GPS. So yeah, we did that. We went to Sawgrass Mills Mall, which is huge. It's like, it's right next to Garramone's old office, not far from the new one. We did that. We did eat at Rainforest Cafe while we were at the mall because Jason had never been there, so that was fun. We went to Ikea one day. We went to Lauderdale Beach, I think, twice. We went shopping in the Wilton Manors area, which is like the gay part of Fort Lauderdale. They have a lot of little shops and restaurants owned and operated by gay people. So that was fun. The third day after surgery, we got in the car and went to Miami. We rode around sightseeing in the South Beach area, saw the Art Deco buildings. We went and parked at North Beach. We got out and walked the beach, took some pictures, found some shells, found a few coconuts that had just fallen out of a tree. So that was pretty neat. Nice little venture out. We were only staying in North Lauderdale. We were only like maybe 40 minutes from Miami, so it really wasn't a bad little excursion post-op. So yeah, we did that. And we like to shop at a bunch of thrift stores. So everywhere we go on vacation, we always, get on the net, find where the thrift stores are, and check them out. So yeah, we did some thrift shopping. That's always fun to us. So yeah, we did that. We probably spent 2 full days in the room. The day after surgery, which was Wednesday, and then Saturday, we stayed in the room. Saturday, the weather was just bad because, Tropical Storm Isaac was coming through. So we hung out in the room. We watched Redbox movies. Jason worked on the Ed Hardy puzzle. I did a lot of Sudoku. Just vegged out really. Rested up. Sorry, especially OJ. Good stuff. Yeah, I guess that's really the bulk of where we went and what we did outside of the hotel. Perry, if anybody's ever been to SEC, you know who Perry is. We got to spend time with Perry on like 4 different days while we were there. He came over when we first got to town. He picked us up for surgery and stayed the whole day in the waiting room with Jason. And then came back to the hotel and stayed till late that night. We spent the whole day together Sunday. And then he came back over Monday evening and spent a couple hours with us before we left Tuesday. So, we got to spend a good amount of time with Perry. Sunday, Perry went with us. We all went over to Bonnie and Leland's. Some people may know who that is. If you have surgery with Garramone, when you get your pre-op packet, he has a list of recommended places to stay. And in that list is New Beginnings Retreat. Bonnie and Leland run the retreat. So we got to meet them. We first met Leland at the pre-op appointment, and then, of course, the next day at surgery, he was there because he had transported the guys that were staying with him for their surgery. So we got to talk to him a good bit, and he invited us out for lunch at his place Sunday. So, of course, Perry went with us, and we went out and we got to meet the other 3 guys that had surgery the same day I did, as well as 2 of the guys that had surgery that Thursday and one of the guys who was having surgery was coming Tuesday, but had just come in. So we got to meet, 6 different guys. Some of them had their partners there. One guy had his mom. So yeah, we made some friends, and had a really good time. Of all those friends, Eli and Jesse, I'm more than positive we'll keep in touch with them on a regular basis. Maybe even do some traveling together. They like to thrift shop like us, and we had a little bit in common and really got to know each other. And had a good time. We hung out after our post-op appointments for a couple of hours. So yeah, we'll definitely keep up with them. And Jason's gonna have this surgery hopefully next year, and we'll probably go by and see Bonnie and Leland again. And keep in touch with them as well. So yeah, that was what we did and where we stayed. A lot of good information for anybody who is looking to go to Lauderdale and have their top surgery with Garramone. If you have any questions about any of it, or need the hotel information or anything like that, just hit me up and I'll get back with you.